Battletoads was released on the NES in 1991 by TradeWest and developed by Lair. It was made specifically with the intent on creating a merchandising franchise with cartoons, toys, movies, shit like that. It was completely inspired by the success of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle craze, with the hopes that a beat-em-up led by a cast of amphibians would spawn the future next big thing. The three main toads, Rash, Zitz, and Pimple, are bringing Princess Angelica back to her home planet. When Pimple and Princess decide to go for a cruise, they get kidnapped by the evil Dark Queen for reasons unexplained, and it's up to Rash and Zitz to get them back. Professor T. Bird is the pilot of your ship, the Vulture, and he gives you a heads up on the ins and outs of every stage, while the Dark Queen communicates with you with trash talk video clips in between the levels as well. Similar to a lot of beat-em-ups at the time, there's a 1 or 2 player co-op mode. You'll play as Rash if you choose 1 player. Your main attack is a punch, which will lead to a devastating haymaker to finish off a combo of consecutive shots. Headbutts if you run while attacking, and in certain spots with specific objects, you can throw or kick shit when up close. Every once in a while, you can grab a pipe to use as a weapon after grabbing a piece off a fallen enemy, or ripping a pole off the wall, etc., which adds a little bit more power and range to your normal attack. You can also sprint if you tap B twice consecutively as you start running. So for a beat 'em up, there's a decent amount of variety in terms of what you have the ability to do. Although aside from the pipes, there's not much in the way of special items, no invincibility, no kill all enemies on the screen type shit. Even health refills are few and far between, and they come in the form of flies that show up and then fly away if you're not quick enough to eat them by lining yourself up properly and then flicking your tongue out at them. Even that you have to earn, which leads me to talking about the game's difficulty. It's a pain in the fucking ass. The whole lack of health is only a slight hint at how this game treats you, although you do get 5 hit points. The difficulty is progressively uneven too. The first 2 levels aren't bad, and then it just skyrockets at level 3 with the infamous Turbo Tunnel. Then it drops down a bit and wavers back and forth, but it's exceedingly more difficult than the early stages at this point forward, where I think it should have been more gradual, with maybe just the last 3 or 4 levels being this tough. I will say though that despite the difficulty, it at least is usually not made up of cheap hits or deaths. It's skill based mostly, but holy shit do they ever throw the kitchen sink at you. It takes a lot of memorization and trial and error, so with a lot of patience, and I mean a lot of patience, you can hone your skill, get good at this game, and even then this is no walk in the park. Now that being said, I have 0 other complaints about this game. The controls are tight, the art style is cool, the graphics look great, and there's a ton of variety in the level designs. The one bugaboo about beat 'em ups is the tendency of them to get redundant, but there's nothing repetitive about Battletoads. There's a lot to sink your teeth into, and it's just plain fun and addicting, even with the insane difficulty. But I can't overlook that flaw either. I have no problem with a game being challenging, but I think it's overboard in this case, and the insanity starts way too early in the game. It's the one reason, and reason enough, why I have to drag it down a letter grade. But it is a fun game, and even if you play it with the intention of just having a good time with it and seeing how far you can possibly get without any real aspirations of beating it, there's plenty of reason to play and enjoy Battletoads. So the game starts off with a cutscene showing you a brief synopsis of the story. You'll be lowered into Ragnarok's canyon for stage 1, and right out of the ground emerge the Psycho Pigs, these slow-moving axe wielders, your basic entry-level enemies to get your feet wet with the game's controls. Punch the shit out of them and move on. An optional option right here is to hit up the first warp zone. That's right, despite all my incessant bitching about the difficulty, the game does throw you a bone with warp zones, and the first one is right away. You can enter the warp zone to stage 3 up here if you can make it in time to beat the flashing lights from burning out. Again, this is optional, and you can actually put yourself in a disadvantage this way by skipping the 2 easier levels and bypassing some much needed extra lives to get straight to one of the hardest stages in the game. So the choice is yours. Then you'll encounter the walkers, these mechanical legs that try to kick you. Get just close enough to hit them and stay out of their reach, give them a combo, and take their leg to use as a weapon after. Then you've got silver versions of the Psycho Pigs. They're similar, just faster and tougher to avoid. After that, you'll meet the dragons, who fly towards you and can pick you up and slam you down if they get a hit on you, so make sure you strike first. Stay up top for this jump across the waterfall for a shorter distance, take out the pigs, and when you see the flies, eat them. Right after is the boss battle with the Tall Walker, which is interesting because you actually fight it in the POV of the boss himself. Avoid being lined up in the crosshairs to get away from his attacks, and when he's reloading, pick up a rock he blew off the wall and throw it at him. You want to be closer to him to connect. After a few shots, you'll finish him off and rappel down the cliff into the Wookiee hole. But it's easier said than done. You've got ravens who aren't that tough, simply line up with them and kick, and same with the Saturn toad traps, very clever there. They snap at you, but as long as you come up quick enough, they won't do any damage. But the mutated versions of the Raven will use its long beak to cut your cable, and then you're never more. So take these fuckers out quickly, and nab its beak to use as a sword. Keep repelling, and you'll encounter the Retro Blasters, who fire an electrical current and dance around the screen. Keep yourself off level with it so it'll miss its attack, and then kick the shit out of it. You can repeat the hit and run process, or if you time it right, kick it again right after its recovery time, and after a few hits, it's dead. Then these electro zaps appear, separating from each other and creating an electric barrier. Get around them by quickly rappelling down the opening before it closes up. You'll deal with a few of these in a row. Eat the flies, hack away at all the ravens and fly traps, and then one more stretch of electro zaps and the stage is over. Not too bad. But then, holy hell, shit gets crazy in a hurry and never looks back. It starts out innocent enough with these rats who try to headbutt you. They're easy to hit, but to finish them off, you have to knock them into the ground and then boot them into next Tuesday. So their biggest strength is numbers, because you might get clipped from behind while booting one of them. Then these pricks called Vaders show up and try to steal actual pieces of your health bar. Take them out before they run off with any. Then you'll get onto a bike and it's onto the actual turbo tunnel the stage name has implied. It starts off with walls that'll flash before appearing, either at the top or bottom half of the screen. And once in a while, ones you'll jump over, or in the rare case, right smack in the middle. In the first stretch, the order of which you'll want to steer yourself is down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, down, jump, up, down, jump, 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 down, up, down. I hate to sound like that annoying fucking guide voice on Mega Man 8, but this stage is annoying, so it makes sense. After that, you'll hit a checkpoint and a ramp. If you press A at the ramps, you'll get more hang time, which you don't want to do on this first one. Just take the normal jump, and then you'll immediately get some walls. So jump, another ramp, this time get the full jump, and then jump twice. Another long ramp, down, ramp, down, up, down, up, down, up, long ramp, jump, jump, and then do nothing here. This high ceiling will make you think you need to jump, but just ride underneath it, because this is just one of the many ways the game tries to fuck with you. Then you'll hit another checkpoint, and the walls pick up speed in between, quickly. It's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 3 jumps, don't do shit. A ramp you'll need to jump in order to reach, and then the rat rockets will drop walls down from above. First it's down, up, down, up, a ramp you'll need to jump to reach, jump, and then the one smack in the middle. Hug the wall on either the top or the bottom to get around it, and you'll hit another checkpoint. Next section, you'll get 3 ramps in a row. Give these short distance launches, then it's 2 jumps, a ramp you'll need to aim low to jump and give it a long distance, 2 consecutive don't do shit ceilings, a midair jump, and then you've got the rat pods that'll veer from side to side trying to get in your way. Stay low here. Then you've got a ramp you'll want some distance. 4 straight jumps over the pits, and then stay down for the wall the rat drops right before the checkpoint. Last section is Sonic the Hedgehog fast. You have to very quickly alternate down, up, 20 fucking times. You have to be quick and time it right in order to complete this. Then you've got 2 straight jumps, a double wall dropped by the rats, jump over it, and you're miraculously done with the stage. There's no boss, which is the only bone they throw you in this fucking level. It's one of the harder stages for sure, and one of the more infamous because a lot of people have seen it, but it gets worse down the road. Actually, I lied, there is another bone that they throw you. There's a warp zone during the last segment with all the alternating back and forths. If you crash head on into the 8th wall at the bottom, you'll be sent via warp to stage 5. So it seems like the level skip puts you ahead 2 levels, or really 1.5 or less in some cases like this. It's kind of a shitty spot since you have to get through most of the stage to get here, but I digress. Next up is the Arctic Canyons, and you'll start off sliding down an icy slope. Keep yourself from moving too fast to avoid the falling icicles, and jump over this massive ice cube, and let it come back to you to take out the wall in front of you so you can advance. This is a recurring theme throughout the stage. You'll get into a snowball fight with the snowman on the opposite side, duck under his snowballs, and throw some back at him using the pile on the ground, and replenish your health with some nearby flies. Jump over the cube and follow it down to the bottom to crash through another wall, and after dealing with another snowman, you'll have to ascend these slopes while snowballs come rolling down at you. Get up against the wall to let them pass you, move on, and kill the snowman that's throwing these fucking things. Then throw the snowballs he leaves behind to break through the wall, and you'll have to slide down some slopes with the cube chasing you. Move your ass, bypass the snowman, and just stand here and let him take out the wall with his snowballs. Ride this platform across the spikes, quickly dodge the icicle after you land from this fall, and watch the snowballs that come from behind the walls as you approach the snowmen throwing them. Just make sure to watch out for the spikes. Ride some more platforms across the spikes, grab the 1-up, duck underneath the spikes, and jump over the rolling spinies as they shuffle across the floor. When you get here, you'll need to send the ice cube over the wall, so punch it to stop it, and kick it over to send it through the wall. And all the while, watching out for the spiny that tries to fuck this all up. You'll get to another part where the snowman will have to break the wall for you, and then take this platform down, watch out for the spikes on the sides, and get off when you see the platform so you don't fall to your doom. There's a warp zone here too if you let yourself down a bit, but as you see the flashing lights above you, jump up quickly to send the platform back up for a warp to level 6. Staying the course, let the spinies open up the walls for you in the home stretch, ride this platform down while jumping at the last second to avoid the spikes, and the stage is over. Next up, Surf City, and shit, this is another vehicle auto-scroller. You get some logs to start out, avoid them by moving down, up, and then up again for a moving log, then hang back for the next few moving logs and advance when you see the opening. The logs shift at different speeds, so watch your timing. When you go down the waterfall, push yourself forward to grab the 1-up. It's not the easiest thing in the world to line up with, but if you're at about the midpoint, you should be able to get it. Then you'll encounter some whirlpools. Similar to the logs, you'll want to make your move when you see an opening. These things swirl around rather than a simple up straight forward pattern like the logs, but it's not that much different. Then you'll end up back on land, for now. You'll deal with the Space Invader guys, and yes, the hit points actually do matter in this stage, because crashing into the logs will only take away 3 hit points rather than the insta-deaths you had to deal with in Turbo Tubes. Then you'll fight a couple walkers, grab their legs for weapons, replenish your health with some flies if necessary, and then it's on to the mini-boss, Big Blag. He'll take big leaps, but he won't move very fast when doing so. So make your way behind him and give him a shot each time he lands. And if he jumps over the screen, watch out for his shadow so you'll at least know where not to be. After dealing enough damage, you'll move on, and it's back to surfing again. Jump over the waterfall while smacking the checkpoint, and you'll have a series of mines to avoid. Veer your way between them, similar to earlier. Wherever you find the opening, just stay back so you have more time to react. Use the ramp to get over the pit, avoid some more mines, and then do a long jump over the next pit, grabbing the 1-up in the process. Avoid some more mines, another long jump, some more mines, and you're done. Now on to Carnoth's Lair. In this stage you'll have to scale up the giant snakes that move about the screen and access the door at the end of each room. This first room is pretty easy because there are no hazards, just the chance you'll fall back to the ground and have to start over. Jump on the first one that comes up, climb the neck, and jump on the second one as it comes out of the wall, climb it and wait for it to straighten out so you have somewhere to land. Hop on the third snake when you get to the wall, and wait for him to swing back after he dips, and do the same thing on the way back to the door to room 2. Now here you've got some insta-death spikes, and you don't want that shit, so tread lightly. Climb the first snake, give it a second after it drops so it'll turn before it lands, avoid the spikes, and drop down here for the next snake. Avoid the spikes again, jump on the next one, climb it, avoid the spikes, and hang out by the wall for the next one. Avoid the trio of spikes, jump on the next one, avoid the spikes, and hang out here and wait for him to come back and ride him to the next snake, which is a fast, straight shot to the door to room 3. Just be ready to jump quickly. Just a quick note here about room number 2. There's a warp zone here where after you climb the first snake, instead of staying on the snake and avoiding the spikes, you leap down to the bottom right hand corner and take the warp to stage 8. So yeah, it's always a 2-level skip. This is the last warp zone, by the way. So back to room 3. You'll drop right onto the first snake, climb up on him, wait for him to turn, avoid the spikes, and climb him again on your way to the wall where you'll hitch a ride on another snake after you drop down. Wait for him to come back up here so you don't smash the spikes, climb up on him, and carefully avoid the spikes as you get to the wall and onto another snake. Wait for him to completely circumnavigate you so you can climb him back up to here, and when he swings around the other way down here, carefully jump between the spikes on your way to the wall. Hang out here and get ready for this fucking torpedo snake. Jump the spikes, jump onto the next torpedo snake to the wall, another torpedo the other way, which of course has spikes to jump over, and then the final one that leads to the door to room 4. Just make sure to jump the spikes. Thankfully this is the final room of the level, but of course it's Spike City. Hop across all these platforms while carefully avoiding the spikes to hook up with this snake later. Hop on the next snake, jump over the spikes, hang out for the next one, and he'll actually create bridges for you over the spikes. How nice of him. Hop on the next snake, climb all the way up, wait for him to swing back around, and use him to get to the exit. If you drop back down the other way, you can take a different route with some other snakes. But why would you want to bother with that? Just do this. Congratulations, you're halfway through the game. And now you've got to deal with Volkmire's Inferno. You'll start out with some rats, take them out, and carefully hop onto the log to advance over the pit. After some more rats, you'll have to deal with the rocket rats. Knock them on their ass, but you'll have to time your attacks really well. Soon after, all hell breaks loose, literally, as the background turns to fire, and you'll hop in a small plane and fly into the gaps of these barriers. The gaps go up, to middle, up, down, up, mid, and then the barriers start opening up. So stay back to clear them, and then they'll go in order of down twice, up, and then move forward as the next section of barriers close up, so you'll want to be there early. In this case it goes mid, and up, and then a checkpoint. The next section has balls of fire coming at you all over the place. Stay back to give yourself ample reaction time to avoid them, grab the one up in the middle, and you'll hit another checkpoint. Now you'll get some rockets that fire in pairs from below, and then they start dropping from above. Stay mid-high-ish to avoid the low ones, get in between them, and then drop down low to avoid the high ones. This goes back and forth a few times, and while the final batch of low ones are coming up, there's a one-up up high right at the next checkpoint. More barriers, and it's faster now. Just what you always wanted for Christmas. Here they go 4 mid, up, mid, down, mid, up, 3 that open up, so stay back, 3 that close up, so move forward, then 1 that opens, and then 1 that closes before the checkpoint to the final segment. More barriers, and not only are they fast, but they pick up speed as they go. Thankfully, the game does lend a hand here by showing where the gap is before it shows up. In this case, it's upper mid, low, up, down, up, mid, down, mid, up, upper mid, low, mid, up, down, done. Phew. Now on to Intruder Excluder, a vertical scroller. Grab the pipe off the wall and smash this sentry drone that sends a wave of electricity to either side when it's not wandering back and forth. Duck underneath this if you have to, and move through the gaps when the electricity waves taper off. Take the spring up, continue your ascension, and jump over the rolling balls. Grab the one up over here on this little ledge before springing your way up here. And after some more familiar phases, these globs will fall from the ceiling. Keep your distance and take them out. Then you'll get these guns in the wall that fire off gas and stun you, and fans that pull you towards them, something you don't want on these narrow platforms. You can bash these things in if you can get close to them, which is exactly what you're going to want to do here, so you can time your ascent to this platform and take out the drone. Crush the fans here so you can reach this one up no problem. Continue on, smash this gasser on your way up, and spring yourself through when the electricity subsides. Continue up the platforms when the gaps present themselves, and you'll meet the boss, Robomanus. He'll fire a barrage of 3 shots and try to flatten you with a stomp. Duck underneath the bullets, and whatever you do, don't let yourself get underneath him, because his stomps are insta-death. Your combo punches can get hits in, but you run the risk of getting squashed from being too close. So I would do the headbutt from a safer distance. Just make sure he doesn't land on you on the way down. Get yourself into position, and you can get multiple hits in a row. After taking him down, it's on to stage 9, the Terra Tubes. Professor T. Bird says that this stage is a maze, but it's really a linear path of narrow corridors that changes direction a lot. You'll start off with these retro blasters that fire off an electric charge. Duck underneath it and kick their ass. Grab onto these chopper things to ride your way down and avoid the spikes. And then ride up another chute and make sure you shift over here so you don't get trapped by the ceiling and fall to your doom. Then when you get here, this giant cog will start chasing. Sprint your way through past this little water pit to let it sink. Then another one will give chase right after. Make sure to hug the inside walls to avoid the spikes on the floor, and wait for it so you can let it crash into the wall and break the barrier for you to advance. Then it gets tricky because you're in the water for most of it. Use your jumps as you haul ass to maximize your speed, and hop into this tiny safe space to let the cog destroy itself. The last cog is the hardest one, of course, because it's the longest distance. And you've got to hug the wall on 4 straight drops to avoid the spikes, and make sure when you get here you hit up this nook so you don't get trapped by the barrier. Now you've got some swimming segments, and it's reminiscent of the Ninja Turtles swimming stage, only surprisingly it's not as difficult as that one part, you know what I mean. You do have to be careful to avoid the spikes, leap over the surface when you reach it, and keep your eye on these eels. Knock them out if they get close. Then you'll deal with the hammerfish that look like you just have to avoid them, like the Cheep Cheeps from Super Mario Bros., but they come at you, bro. Punch them if they get close, or just try to swim on. Some more close quarters swimming with some eels. Grab the one up here, and then, fuck me, more cogs. Swim your ass off, but make sure to keep yourself up high to avoid the low spikes. And swim straight on to get under the high spikes. It's a claustrophobic nightmare here. For some strange fucking reason, all logic and physics are defied here, because you don't want to go into this nook like you've been trained to do so from earlier. Instead, drop down here by the spikes, because the cog takes a turn for the barrier. Trial and error bullshit. Another cog with a partial swimming, partial land segment. Just make sure to hug the wall on this drop, avoid the spikes, and once again drop into the spike pit and keep yourself afloat for the cog to pass over and break the barrier. These sharks are relatively aggressive. Punch them to stun them if they're not distant enough to pass over. Just watch out for them as you head into this little area for a 1-up. Grab the chopper rope thing to ride down past more spikes, and punch out these steel beaks to stun them and move on, cause they'll wake up. and they'll always get a shot on you if you don't get to them first. You can't avoid them if they're conscious. Some more close quarter swimming, and then carefully ride down past the spikes to end the stage. No boss here. You've now reached the Queen's ship, the Gargantua. Stage 10 is the rat race. Fuck this level. It's divided up into 3 segments where you'll deal with a few enemies, and then this rat fuck will appear and the race is on, hence rat race. You're both racing to a bomb that ends each segment. He's a suicide bomber that's racing to detonate it, and of course, you're racing to defuse it with a kick in the nuts. The enemy parts of each segment, you don't have to rush through. The race hasn't started yet, and they're mostly hazards you've dealt with so far, so no big deal. Just make sure to keep your distance from the gassers and wait for the openings. But the races, it sucks. This rat fuck is fast as hell, even for a rat. The one piece of good news is he's totally unaware of where the drops are. He'll just run straight for the wall, so you have the advantage of gunning straight for the gaps. But again, he's fast as shit, so you can't miss too many of these, particularly on the 3rd segment. If he catches up to you, you can punch him to send him to another wall and buy you some time, but you have to connect precisely. You don't want to send him towards the gap, and it doesn't buy you a lot of time in the first place, so it's a desperation move if there ever was one. Sprint your ass off during the straightaways and try your best to hit the gaps during the falls. They tend to shift in a gradual alternating pattern before switching up every other on the 1st segment, and make sure you kick that bomb as soon as you see it. Even if you get there first, he can still swoop in and blow everyone to hell. On the 2nd segment, where the gaps shift, you really only have to shift at a minimal rate. You're mostly falling straight down until you get to the fixed gaps. Then you're going back and forth again. On the 3rd segment, you've got these rolling balls that move rather quickly. Jump over them as they roll by, and wait for the openings with the gassers. The last race takes fucking forever. A couple straightaways, followed by a long gradual shift in gaps, then it's every other, a few more straightaways, and then some shifting gaps, some more every others, and then some more straightaways, some more every others, and then a shifting gap with an electrical charge that guards the bomb. Hopefully you don't have to wait for the opening, because the rat fuck won't be harmed by the electric charge. He'll just blast right through it, bastard. Might as well try to punch him here if it comes down to that. After taking out the bomb, you'll get a boss battle with General Slaughter. His moves are very basic. He'll do a charge with his horns, but as simple as his pattern is, he can get you with multiple hits in a row if you come down right in front of him. He can even take out all of your health completely while you can't do jack shit about it. It's fucking bullshit. Do your own charge with the headbutt and get your own set of consecutive shots in. See how he likes it. Just make sure he doesn't land on you or he'll crush your ass. After getting enough shots in, you'll take him out and it's on to stage 11, Clinger Winger. Now that last stage sucked ass, but this one is the fucking worst. I'm not kidding. Eat your heart out rat race, eat your heart out turbo tunnel. This is the creme de la creme of bullshit. You'll hop on this measuring wheel, I guess, that auto scrolls through the entire level. You don't jump, you don't attack, all you do is time your shifts when the track takes a turn. The problem is, this orb called the Buzz Ball chases you and it's faster than you when going horizontal. So you have to time this almost exact on every single turn. And there's a lot of them. Plus there are no checkpoints the entire way. Seriously, whoever designed this needs a punch in the fucking face. The order is right up, right down, left down, right up, left down, right down, left up, right down, left up, left down, left up, left down, left up, right up, left down, right down, left down, right up, left up, right down, right up, right down, right up, right down, right up, right down, right up, right up, right down, and then immediately left down, left up, right down, right up, left down, right. So you got all that? Even having this fully memorized can only get you so far, because you have to time almost all of your turns so precisely to have any kind of a chance. Honestly, this stage is such fucking bullshit that I say, fuck it, use the pause trick. Try to pause as close to the turns as possible, and right at that moment where your wheel is changing direction, if you got it paused on that moment, that's when you want to hit the D-pad to make your move. It's tedious, and it's borderline cheating, but fuck this stage. Damn it to the 7th layer of hell and beyond. Just reading this fucking script about the stage is pissing me off. I'm not even fucking playing it right now. To make matters worse, there's a fucking boss battle, and it's against the goddamn buzzball that's been chasing you throughout the stage. He'll start by rotating around in small swirls in a circle pattern. Get some distance, and give it some headbutts or punches when it gets low. After a few shots, it'll get pissed and start bouncing around more violently. Stand back and give it some headbutts. If it leaps off the screen, stay on the move cause it'll aim for you on the way down. Keep up the headbutts, and when you finish it off, it will at least feel very satisfying to kill this fucking thing that's been irritating the shit out of you forevermore. The 12th and final stage is the Revolution, and even though it's difficult, it's not as bad as the previous 2 stages, thank God. It's also a really cool design where you run from side to side, which creates the illusion that you're circling the tower, revealing the platforms you'll need to ascend it. You'll meet these bipedal rhinos that charge at you. Charge at them first, it takes a few hits to kill them, and you have to beat them to advance. Grab the pipe, hop up the narrow platforms, jump over the spiked ball, and hop up some more platforms. These yellow platforms sink as you land on them, so advance quickly, and the green ones are temporary. They'll blink out, so move quickly with them too. These spring platforms will spring you up, naturally. Be ready to rotate your positioning on the first batch of these things. Then you'll meet the green clouds that float around the tower, although sometimes they just stay in one place and will only come down low enough for you to attack them if you run around the tower yourself. It's kind of weird. Throw punches or headbutt them when they're level with you, just don't let them get too close. Then you'll face the red rhino, which behaves a lot like the yellow ones, except he'll try to swallow you whole with his huge mouth, which is insta-death. So do the opposite of King Hippo and attack him only when his mouth is closed. Keep going and you'll get the red variation of the clouds. These guys blow deadly bubbles at you. It's much easier to bypass these assholes than it is to fight them. It's not like the rhinos where you have to kill them. Spring yourself way up and then quickly jump over the spiked ball. And then you've got rotating platforms, another spiked ball, and a whole shitload of platforms that rotate around. You'll have to time this shit right. Then you'll meet the Swell Cheeks, who try to and will succeed at blowing you to death, unless you get a hold of one of the poles. It looks like you're in danger, but you don't have to do anything until he FOs. Hop up a series of green platforms, and on the last one, wait for it to almost disappear before jumping up to the next one. Your timing will be off unless you do it this way. Spring up for a couple more Swell Cheeks encounters. Remember to grab the poles and drop down here on the rotating spring so you can reach the spring on the other side of the tower. Then you'll meet the yellow cloud, which is extremely persistent. He just follows you around trying to blow you off your perch. And you can't kill him, so your only course of action is to move quickly up the platforms. Thankfully, it's mostly a straightforward rotation to the left until you get to the red platform, and then it's up to the top of the tower, where you'll finally reach the final battle with the Dark Queen, the sexiest final boss on the NES, aside from Mother Brain. Her main offense is a tornado attack, which you can thwart off with headbutts, and as usual with these maneuvers, be sure to give yourself distance so you can connect your shots while also avoiding her attacks. But if you let her spin around for too long, she'll fly off screen, drop back to the ground, and start throwing knees at you. Once again, charge at her while she's in between strikes. After enough shots, you'll finish her off, or at least you'll be done fighting and escape. But you'll get your kidnapped friends back, and you'll run off in the Vulture while the epilogue leaves the door open for a sequel, which would surface in both Battletoads and Battlemania, and the spin-off crossover Battletoads and Double Dragon, both released in 1993. But we'll get to those another time. That wraps up this game, and wraps up this edition of Aqualung's Game Reviews. See you next time.